The following broadcast is a presentation of the ND Sports Channel.
No score here, bottom of the first. Here's the windup from Swanson and the delivery. Hit up high left field. Going back, and that is going to be a two-run shot for Felicity Blair. Knights line up with a receiver each side. Lorenz looking near side. It's intercepted. And he's all alone. He's going to go in for the touchdown. Kaylee Jackson, three-pointer up, and no, that one won't go in. Tana Lick pulls down the deep offensive board. She'll put up a three. That one's in, and we're tied. 21 pitches for Richter, 14-7 on the ball strike split. And pitch 22 on its way, and that one's hit high, right center field. Going back, and it is gone! A two-run home run for Janessa Ackerman. It'll be Ethan Olson taking the kick. And he'll put it right on goal and right into the goal! Ethan Olson on a free kick. It's intercepted by Sorensen. Now Sorensen still at the puck, tries a centering pass, bounces back onto her own stick. Now it got deflected and it goes in! And I believe Sorensen might get credit for that as it bounced off a skate or a stick on its way to the goal. Kobe Johnson serve up and over. Fix sets it up, Bailey Nelson puts it down for point 22. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the left center field, and that is gone! It's a three-run home run for Hannah Goff, and that increases the lead to 16-2. And that one's hit high in the left center, going back, and it is gone! It's a grand slam for Belle Leonard!
And now, it's game time. The cameras are ready. The headset is on. Without further delay, here's Mike Mason.
All right, welcome. We are here at Hillsboro Central Valley High School getting ready for the junior varsity game between the Vikings and the Burros. And we'll join opening tip right now here, so we'll just go right to our live camera, and we already have our first whistle of the season. It's a turnover. And the Kindred Vikings will turn it over and give it back to Hillsboro for the first time today. Still looking for that camera view here. We apologize for that. There we go. 7:39 to go here on the near wing. That is Casey Berner for Kindred, and drives inside of the lane. That'll stop the clock with 7:35 to go. Foul on the Kindred Vikings. Inbounds pass out of the hands of Berner will come in, and shot up and fouled in the act of shooting. I'll stop the clock with 7:33 to go. Still scoreless here in the first quarter of play, and we'll make our first trip to the free throw line this season. Chris Larson also joining us here on the broadcast. How you doing, Chris?
Not too bad, Mike. It's great to be here with you in Hillsboro.
Appreciate you making the trip here. At the free throw line is Olivia Abraham, a 5'5" junior guard. I believe it's Abraham anyway, 22. I think it's 22. No, it's 21, excuse me. And it was Olivia Abraham. So 1-0 now in favor of Kindred. Kindred has won, as far as the varsity stats go, I've won the last 6 meetings between the Burros and the Vikings, dating all the way back to the 2012-2013 season, which happens to be the first year that the Burros were co-op between Hillsboro and Central Valley. Inbounds pass, lost control of it, and it'll go out of bounds. And that'll be another turnover here, so it's 1-0 once again off a 1-for-1 free throw by Olivia Abraham here in the junior varsity game.
That was a big turnover there, Mike, for Hillsboro Central Valley.
And Kindred will have the ball back here on the near wing. That is Lacey Reese. Reese is a 5'2" junior forward. Puts it into the hands there of Casey Berner, the 8th grader, and that'll be a turnover. Ball goes back to Hillsboro Central Valley. So still a 1-0 game here. Burrow's yet to get on the scoreboard. We're over a minute into the game already. Coming over the timeline there is Corina Holte. And that shot is up and no good there by Sydney Hennings. And now a whistle will blow. It'll be a jump ball, stopping the clock with 6:45 to go here in the first quarter of play.
It should be possession Hillsboro Central Valley here, according to the scoreboard, and it is.
And now we'll have the inbounds pass. Inbounds pass comes in, and the shot is triggered there by Anna Spokely. But loose ball down below, and Kindred will come away with it. And coming down the other end is Josie Lundquist, a 5'6" junior forward, but now a turnover. Check that. Yes, it was a turnover. For a moment, I thought I was looking at the wrong roster there, and that'll stop the clock with 6:24 to go. Let a couple more seconds tick off our clock here. Once again, 1-0 in favor of Kindred. They'll have the inbounds pass along the near sideline here. Lacey Reese, a 5'2" junior for Kindred, will toss it in. Ball coming into the hands of Casey Berner, an 8th grader, playing guard, stands 5'6", and there's another turnover, and now there's another jump ball. Possession arrow goes in favor of the Kindred Vikings.
Turnovers are going to be huge here, Mike, down the stretch. I mean, we've already seen several of them in this one.
Definitely true there. And now the inbounds pass from the baseline. And shot up and in and fouled, and going to the hoop there for Hillsboro is for Kindred, excuse me, is Lacey Reese. She'll be shooting 2 to try and give her team as much of a 3-point lead if possible. Misses the first one. Remains 1-0, and the Vikings are 1 for 3 from the free throw line here in the opening junior varsity game of the season. And now they're 1 for 4 as Reese misses both. I'm gonna stand up here. Inbounds pass for the Burros from along the baseline. It'll come in over towards the far sideline there. Guarded in the backcourt there by Kindred's Josie Lundquist. And now coming over the timeline for the Burros is Karina Holte. Holte will get it over to the near wing there to Tiffany Kozazed. And now it's back up top. MJ Prunetta shot up and no good. Traveling call, turnover for the Burros. It remains 1-0.
Nice attempt there by Kozajed to get that to Prunetta, and she just couldn't get the shot off.
Coming over the timeline now for the Kindred Vikings is Casey Berner. We've had issues with our clock in the past, and we do apologize for that. And there we go. There's a shot up and in for the Kindred Vikings, and it's 3-0 with 5:30 to go here in the first quarter of play. Picks up her dribble just over the timeline. That's Tiffany Kozazed. Kozazed will get it into the hands there. Holte. Holte looks inside, and the shot's up by Hennings, sophomore forward for Hillsboro Central Valley. And now Hennings will have a chance to put the Burros onto the scoreboard here with a free throw. First one is off the back of the rim to the left side, no good. That's the first shot attempt of any, well, from the free throw line anyway. And it'll remain scoreless as Hennings goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And driving all the way down, a nice layup attempt there by Casey Berner, but the rebound comes down, and it's a breakaway for Holte. Holte will stop, and the shot is blocked. It is blocked by Jordan Sunram. And back the other way come the Kindred Vikings. 3-0, pass down low off the low block, shot up no good, and the rebound comes down to the Burros, but then it's immediately stolen away by Mackenzie Amaron, and the Kindred Vikings will reset. Come to the near wing now. It's into the hands of Ammerman, excuse me. Far wing, now they'll flip it over to the near wing. They'll put up the first three-pointer of the year and banks it in, and that's Lacey Reese, making it 6-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. 4:27 and counting to go here in the first quarter of play. Struggle for the ball just over the midcourt stripe. That'll stop the clock with 4:19 to go. And the possession arrow goes in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Once again, Vikings going from right to left in their blue jerseys with white numbers. The Burros going from left to right in their white jerseys with blue numbers. Try and say that 3 times fast.
Not going to happen.
Inbounds pass comes into the hands of Casey Berner. Burner will drive into the lane, pop it out. Now they'll kick it back out to the near wing and switch and pass it around the perimeter over into the far corner, and that'll be a traveling call. She took a step before the dribble, and that's a no-no. Four minutes and 8 seconds to go here, and we have our first timeout of the game. And what are your thoughts so far on this one, Chris?
I tell you what, it's been a battle for it on the floor, but more so, I think the big thing for Hillsboro Central Valley, they're turning the ball over right now way too much. I think for the coaching staff, Katie Colness and Ben Strand, they need to limit these turnovers if they want any chance to get back into it, albeit it's only a 3-possession game or 2-possession game at this point, but they can't let it get any larger with those turnovers.
If memory serves me correctly, the last time, we've done some games before, but the last time we did a basketball game together, it featured the Kindred Vikings. Does that sound right to you?
That does, state championship. And the only thing I remember about that, Mike, is I had to leave you a little early.
And that's all understandable. 4:07 and counting, inbounds pass, pressure in the backcourt from the Vikings as they'll get it over the timeline. That'll be swatted out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 4:01 to go. Actually, there's 3:59. We'll let a couple seconds tick off. And the inbounds pass will be triggered there by Tommy Trudell. Can see your roster's an O or an A?
O.
Okay, so it's Tommy or Tommy.
Tommy, I believe it is.
Okay, Tommy Trudell, I'll go with that one. Inbounds pass will be triggered from the baseline. Bounce pass will come in. That is the sophomore, Anna Spokley, and whistle will blow. I'll stop the clock with 3:51 to go here in the first quarter, and poked out of bounds there by the Vikings, and the Burls will maintain control. Pass comes in there to Holte. Holte on the near wing. He has it taken away, and now struggle for it. Whistle will blow, and a jump ball, stopping the clock with 3:46 to go. So the pass will come in to Burner. Once again, she's the 5'6", 8th grader. Swings it over to the near wing there for Reese. Now back up top, and now switch it around the perimeter. Come back up top, and teeing it up for three. There's Burner, and it's in! It's a 9-0 lead here for the Kindred Vikings as Casey Burner buries the triple. 6 of their 9 points have come from behind the three-point arc. I'm missing a bucket on my score sheet here for Kindred, but it is indeed 9-0. Far corner, looking up top. Now she'll dribble in and get around the defender, and it's up and in, and one. I'll stop the clock here with 3:05 to go. So it'll be Olivia Abraham with the bucket, and she'll go to the charity stripe to try and make it a three-point basket. Free throws up, off the back of the rim, no good. Defensive rebound, stripped away, and now it turns into a steal off the defensive rebound, and another bucket for Olivia Abraham. 13-0 now in favor of the Kindred Vikings, and a trap at half court there will result in another jump ball. This one will go in favor of the Burros.
You know, it'd be interesting if we were counting jump balls, Mike, here to see how many we'd have at this point.
That's a stat I usually keep track of later in the season, but when you do the first game of the year, you kind of have to get used to doing everything once again. Shot up will come out into the hands there of Ellie Knutsvig. And now a loose ball will roll out of bounds, and that's another turnover, and ball goes back to the Kindred Vikings with 2:33 to go here in the first quarter of play. Slowly bringing it over the timeline is Casey Burner. She has 3 points so far in this contest. They'll swing it around the perimeter to the near wing, dribble back up top, and now they're trying to make a move inside. Hillsboro Central Valley doing a good job on defense up until right there. And, well, you know, the foul or the basket. Probably take the foul in that case.
Absolutely. I sure would have.
2:15 to go here in the first quarter of play. At the free throw line is Reese. She'll miss the first one. Reese is 0 for 3 from the line. The Vikings are 1 for 5 from the line. Hillsboro 0 for 2 from the line in the game so far. Shot is up. Rebound by the Burros. Comes down into the hands of Tiffany Kozajed. Put it into the hands there of Prunetta. And that'll be stolen away by Olivia Abraham. And now it's a double dribble, and the ball will go back to the Burros on another turnover for the Kindred Vikings. 2:10 to go here. Pressure in the backcourt by the Vikings once again with the ball is Sydney Hennings. Hennings still in the backcourt. They need to get it over the timeline and pivoting on a foot, and she just barely got it over, probably in 8 or 9 seconds there. And now, I don't know if you want to call that a desperation shot, but it wasn't a well-set shot. But there we go. Now the Burros are on the board, and that bucket will go in favor of MJ Prunetta. 13-2. We'll see how the Vikings respond to that bucket there by the Burros. And, well, that's a good way to respond. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. You give up a bucket. Next thing you want to do, you want to go and equal that.
Another trap at half court. You know, that trap is what we saw them do in that state tournament run, too. Of course, that was with the varsity squad. Kindred, baseball pass down to the far end of the court. And now another baseball pass to the near wing, and teeing it up for three is Lacey Reese. And Reese buries her second triple of the game, and it's 18-2 in favor of the Kindred Vikings.
She's on fire from behind the three-point line.
There's no doubt about that one. And now we'll have a stop on the clock there with 58 seconds to go. On the inbounds pass will be Knutsvig for the Burros. Looking inside, and that's a double dribble. I saw it. I don't know if anybody else did other than the ref to the right of me. He saw it. Just under 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Vikings have an 18-2 lead. Looking to extend that to 20. Shot is up, and then on the attempted rebound, it was swatted out of bounds, and now stop the clock with 41. Make it 40 seconds to go, and inbounds pass from the baseline for the Kindred Vikings. That's going to be a lane violation, 3-second violation on Josie Lundquist for the Vikings. And the inbounds pass is immediately stolen away and then off the knee of somebody, and it'll go in favor of the Burros. So 36 seconds to go. 36.9 if you want to be exact. And we'll have a substitution here. Coming in for the Burros is going to be Stella Benson, a freshman guard / forward. Pressure in the backcourt by the Vikings once again. Benson will get it over to the far wing. Now look inside for a wide open Sydney Hennings, but she wasn't able to make the basket. And now back the other way, wide open, and the basket won't go in, but there will be a foul. And with an 18-2 lead, the Kindred Vikings will go back to the free throw line.
I think that's going to be on Prunetta. She kind of laid the body on that one.
I believe it's Abraham at the free throw line, and it is. The first one is up and in. Swish, nothing but net. Abraham 2 for 4 from the line now with that one there. And she'll miss the other one. 19-2 now, and Burrows struggling to get it over the half-court stripe, and even when they do, they still have trouble keeping the ball. So far, so good this time. Dribbling it around is Prunetta, and she'll put up a long three at the buzzer, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your score, 19-2. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the ND Sports Channel.
Quality Home Restorations is Fargo Moorhead's go-to place for quality home remodel and repair services. Quality Home Restorations offers free estimates on all your home remodel and repair projects like drywall, laminate flooring, roofing, and much more. Check out the great photos of past projects completed by Quality Home Restorations on their Facebook page. Just search Quality Home Restorations. When it comes to your home being restored, count on Quality Home Restorations. Call Mike today at 400-1751. That's 400-1751 to set up an appointment for a free estimate. Quality Home Restorations in Fargo.
Paper tickets. Rookie mistake.
Game Time is the fastest way to buy tickets to live events with your friends. You can buy the perfect seats in seconds, and tickets are delivered directly to your phone, so you always have them with you. Download Game Time free on the App Store, and you'll instantly see a curated list of the best upcoming events in your area. Game Time sorts through thousands of available seats on the market and presents you with only the 50 best values. One of the best things about Game Time is you can get tickets at last-minute prices even after the game starts. Download Game Time free on the App Store today.
All right, welcome back. Start of the second quarter here. It's 19-2 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Vikings will have the ball. It's the junior varsity game. The varsity game will follow this one here. We'll have it for you here on the ND Sports Channel. Once again, 19-2. Nice job there by Benson to kind of dribble around in circles and eventually get it over the timeline there for the Burros. But yeah, it's been nothing but pressure from the Vikings since the opening tip, and that one hits a little too much on power on that shot there for the Burros. Putting up the 10-footer just to the right side is no good, and then the rebound comes down in the hands of Olivia Abraham, and Abraham will bring it over the timeline, swing it near side now to Lundquist. Lundquist back up top into the hands of Maddie Oline, the 5'7" junior. Oline will put it back into the hands of Lacey Reese. And now a three from the top of the key, up no good. Rebound for the Burros, and then the ball stripped away by Reese. And we'll have a jump ball, stopping the clock with 7:06 to go here in the second quarter of play. I'll thank those joining us here on the ND Sports Channel. Mike Mason along with Chris Larson on color. And I want to thank our sponsors, including Game Time and Quality Home Restorations, for sticking with us through another sports season. This one, the winter season. I haven't counted up the broadcast, but it's probably right around 295-ish. I'll have to count that up.
Wow.
282 games in our first year, and well, that was as of October 17th, a month and 10 days ago, so I'm not sure how many games we've done in the last month and 10 days, but I know it's been a handful, so. Entry pass into the lane is tipped out of bounds. They'll stay with the Burros. Inbounds pass from the baseline, comes up top, and it hits the back shoulder there of Maddie Oline. Loose ball comes in favor of the Vikings, then it's swatted out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock with, tell you, that key is sticky. That stop-start key on our clock there. Apologize for that. 6:42 to go officially in the second quarter. And, well, it's been a 0-0 game here in the second quarter so far.
You're seeing things a lot better out of Hillsboro Central Valley this quarter.
Definitely, yeah. Inbounds pass, tipped up into the air,
Until
and getting away possibly with the travel there was Lacey Reese. And the Kindred Vikings will bring it back, possibly on a lucky break. Thought about maybe teeing it up for 3 there was Casey Berner, but instead, up top, Reese in and out on the 3. Burrows come down with the rebound. And now, once again, it's 2-man pressure in the backcourt here for the Kindred Vikings. And now they'll bring it over the timeline. That's the Burrows Anna Spokley. Spokley will put it into the hands there of Prunetta. Prunetta now over the near wing to Kozajed. And that one will go out of bounds. And that'll stop the clock with 6:09 to go officially here in this one. Inbounds pass will come out of the hands of Prunetta, excuse me. Prunetta making the call. Swing it in near side there for Holte. High post, far side. Now back up top of the key, just inside the 3-point line. That one a little too strong, and now a fire alarm temporarily going off. At least I think either that or it was the PA system, and they got to take care of that one really quickly. 3-pointer from the corner. No, that one won't go in, and it remains 0-0 here in the second quarter. Score you see there, 19-2 is what the score was at the end of the first, and neither team has scored, and that was possibly close to being a traveling call, but not called, and 3-pointer up won't go, and pressure in the backcourt there by Olivia Abraham, the junior guard, and Hillsboro Central Valley will get it over, and whistle will blow, and the ball will go back to the Vikings. 5:17 to go here in the second quarter of play. Lacey Reese will inbound it into the hands there of Ammerman. They'll come over to the near side now. That's Maddie Oline, and Oline gets called for traveling. .508 to go here in the second quarter of play. Inbounds pass is nearly intercepted, and now stop the clock with 5:07. So march down to the other end now. 18 fouls for the Kindred Vikings. Puts the Burrows into the bonus. 5:07 to go. Free throw is up, bounces, and comes down the way that the Burrows don't want it to come down, on the outside of the net. Driving into the lane, and now passing it down low. She wasn't quite expecting it. It was Oline. She'll pop it out. 3-pointer up and no good by Sunram. Burrows come down with the rebound, and now the clock is stopped with 4:44 to go. So we'll go back down to the other end and shoot free throws once again here for Hillsboro Central Valley. 4:44. And stepping up to the free throw line here is Karina Holte. High arcing free throw is up and no good. And that bucket is up and in. That's the first scoring of the second quarter here. It's 19-4. Kindred comes back and makes it 21-4.
Again, just how you wanted to do that for Kindred.
So Kindred's like, well, if you're going to score, we're going to score too. 21-4. And that's going to be an over and back call. Her foot went over the line and just didn't quite have the court awareness there to keep her footwear on the right side of the line as I see it. So just ignore the clock, and we'll give you verbal time cues. 4:11 and counting to go here in the set. It says first quarter on the scoreboard, but it is the second quarter of play.
Foul there on Hillsboro Central Valley, number 4. That's her third. So that was Karina Holte.
We just shut our clock off there so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Apologize for that. That'll be the last time we make an apology for it. Free throw up, no good. And another whistle. Ball goes out of bounds. Kindred will enter it from the baseline. Comes in over to the far wing. Stop, shoot, up and in and out. Off the attempted three-pointer there by Sunram. Coming back for the Burrows is Spokley. Spokley will put it into the hands of Trudell. Trudell will dribble down to the far side. It went off the knee there of, I believe that was Oline. And no, check that. There was a 2 in front of that 4, so it was Sunram. Now pass down to the near corner, and that'll be travel. Yep, that's exactly what it'll be. Another turnover here for the Kindred Vikings. So inbounding the ball there will be Anna Spokley, a sophomore for the Burrows. And she'll put it into the hands of Knutsvig. Knutsvig will get it over the timeline, and that ball will be nearly stolen away there by Berner, but the Burrows will keep control of it, put it back up top into the hands of Knutsvig. Knutsvig will swing it back over. Knutsvig will set a screen, and now coming around that screen there is Spokley. I'll check that. That is Prunetta. Prunetta from the free throw line, shot too strong off the glass. And a rebound for the Burrows, another shot and another rebound and a foul, and they'll stop the clock with 3:09 to go here in the second quarter of play, and we'll go to the free throw line for free throws for the freshman, Trudell.
These free throws here, Mike, are very important for Hillsboro Central Valley to try and chip away at this, what is a 17-point lead at this point.
Exactly true. And the first one is up and off the back of the rim too strong, so she won't get a chance at another one. And a 3 is up. That looked good coming out of the hand, but it just couldn't quite drop through the net there out of the hands of Casey Berner. And .255 to go. Inbounds pass comes into the backcourt. Now wide open underneath there is Hennings, and that's going to be a traveling call. Took a step and a half before starting the dribble, and the dribble didn't come down before that second step. Kindred will come back the other way with, as Chris mentioned a moment ago, a 17-point lead, 21-4. A shoulder fake, now bounce pass over to the far wing. Drive into the low post. That one will go up and in.
Kindred's just making this look easy right now. They really are.
They seem to do that a lot over the last 3 or 4 years, not just against this team, but a majority of their opponents. And that would be a foul on Kindred there, and had she not put her arm in there and made contact, it would have been a traveling call on Hillsboro Central Valley. So going to the line now for Hillsboro will be Hennings. She'll shoot 2. First one's up and in. Nice job there by Sydney Hennings. Hennings puts in back-to-back free throws, and now she's 2 for 4 overall. 0 for 2 on her first trip, 2 for 2 on her second trip, and it's 23-6. Ball come out into the corner. Now they'll shove it up to the near wing, dribble up to the top of the key. Free throw line, bounce pass back out top of the key. Thought about dribbling in, now shoves it over to the near wing, drives into the lane, gets the ball back, and it ricochets like a pinball out of bounds into the Burrows bench. And it'll be wanted to say a throw-in because my mind was on soccer, but I guess you could consider it a throw-in. Comes right into the low block and off the glass and in. It is Josie Lundquist.
Nice shot there by Lundquist.
25-6 now. Burrows will bring it down. Far side of the lane, middle of the block. Shot up no good there by, that was Sandro. Now back the other way come the Vikings. Layup no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Prunetta. Prunetta will dribble it out to the far side, pick up her dribble, and that pass is going to be intercepted, and now it's a 2-on-1, and wide open underneath. Give the assist there to Maddie Oline and the bucket to Olivia Abraham. 27-6. And a timeout. Hillsboro Central Valley will take a timeout. And so will we. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the ND Sports Channel. The ND Sports Channel is a proud supporter and broadcast partner with North Dakota Softball All-Stars. The games and skills competition for the 3rd annual Shields ND Softball All-Stars Series are scheduled for June 3rd and 4th, 2019, and it'll all be live on the ND Sports Channel. Let's team up and help ND Softball All-Stars make the program the best it can be for the final high school softball game for the top seniors in the state of North Dakota. Send your donations to ND Softball All-Stars, P.O. Box 6544, Fargo, North Dakota 58109, or you can also donate on the ND Softball All-Stars Facebook page. For more information on ND Softball All-Stars, check out the website ndsoftballallstars.com. Let's team up to support a great program for a great sport in the great state of North Dakota. All right, coming out of the timeout, it's 27-6 in favor of the Kindred Vikings here in the junior varsity game. Mike Mason along with Chris Larson here on the ND Sports Channel. Burrows trying to put together some offense here, as that's one thing they've struggled with. And there's a blocked shot there by Casey Berner. Berner, an 8th grader for Kindred, and well, Kindred's had a lot of success with their 8th graders over the last 2 or 3 seasons here for the Vikings, as that will stop the clock with 1:04 to go here in the 2nd quarter of play.
That's just looking at the varsity roster for Kindred, and we'll talk more about it, but Abby Dukeshire, only a freshman?
Yeah, she was a 7th grader when they won the state championship and went 26-0.
Wow.
28-6 now. Both teams have 4 timeouts remaining. Free throw was up and good, but she stepped over the line, so that'll take the free throw off the books there, and it'll remain 28-6. Pass over the timeline, tipped, and eventually ends up in the hands of the Burrows. Burrows will recover, and now over on the far wing is Knutsvig. And Knutsvig will fall down, and the ball will go out of bounds, and the referee says it goes to Kindred. He had a better look at it than I did. It was on the far side of the court, obviously, and the inbounds pass will come into Lacey Reese, the 5'2" junior for the Kindred Vikings. Thought about the 3, 1 dribble, loose ball. Kindred recovers. Swing it over far side. Casey Berner, the 8th grader. Looking inside now, that is Lundquist, and the shot is up, no good.
They're going to count it, Mike.
Oh, they will count it. Okay.
They are. It looked like they were going to count it at least.
28-6, what the scoreboard says. Ref went over to the scores table, and it looks like it'll remain 28-6, so maybe they will not count it.
No, sorry, I'm mistaken. It was an offensive charge.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I was going to go with your instinct there. And there's a shot by Maddie Oline. That's up and in.
You haven't learned yet. Going with my instinct is a bad idea.
Yeah, I think I didn't want to say it and be rude or anything. But 30-6 after that last bucket there by Maddie Oline. So going into halftime here, what do you think the coach is going to say to the Burrow girls?
Honestly, I'm speechless. I have to think about that for a minute.
Shot up, 3-pointer, just a little bit too strong. Loose ball rebound comes down to the hands of Hennings. Hennings will come back the other way, and she'll put up the shot at the buzzer, and that will bring us to the end of the first half with your score. The Kindred Vikings 30, the Hillsboro Central Valley Burrows 6. And we'll take a timeout and be back in a few minutes here on the ND Sports Channel.
Quality Home Restorations is Fargo Moorhead's go-to place for quality home remodel and repair services. Quality Home Restorations offers free estimates on all your home remodel and repair projects like drywall, laminate flooring, roofing, and much more. Check out the great photos of past projects completed by Quality Home Restorations on their Facebook page. Just search Quality Home Restorations. When it comes to your home being restored, count on Quality Home Restorations. Call Mike today at 400-1751. That's 400-1751 to set up an appointment for a free estimate. Quality Home Restorations in Fargo.
Paper tickets. Rookie mistake.
Game Time is the fastest way to buy tickets to live events with your friends. You can buy the perfect seats in seconds, and tickets are delivered directly to your phone, so you always have them with you. Download Game Time free on the App Store, and you'll instantly see a curated list of the best upcoming events in your area. Game Time sorts through thousands of available seats on the market and presents you with only the 50 best values. One of the best things about Game Time is you can get tickets at last-minute prices even after the game starts. Download Game Time free on the App Store today.
April 2019, the Fargo North softball team returns to the ND Sports Channel. Live video broadcasts of each and every Spartan softball game, home and away all season long, will be streamed live on the ND Sports Channel. This spring, watch every swing of the bat, every stolen base, every strikeout, and every home run for your Fargo North Spartans live and exclusively on the ND Sports Channel. And for a full current sports schedule, check out the website at ndsportschannel.com. To sponsor Spartan softball, give us a call, 701-404-9072. That's 701-404-9072. The ND Sports Channel is the #1 online sports broadcasting station in the state of North Dakota, providing radio and video coverage of high school sporting events since October 2017 in North Dakota and western Minnesota. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, hockey, volleyball, and soccer. The ND Sports Channel brings you over 200 games every year. For a complete upcoming schedule of sports broadcasts, check out the website at ndsportschannel.com. Sponsor your favorite sporting event or team by calling us at 701-404-9072. As of November 2018, over 43,000 have tuned in for our 280-plus sports broadcasts on the ND Sports Channel. Thrilled is an understatement. The ND Sports Channel brings you high school soccer, volleyball, football, hockey, softball, baseball, basketball, and more. Regular season and tournaments. The ND Sports Channel has been there and will continue to be there, and it's all made possible by the sponsors you hear about in this game broadcast. Put your business in front of the fans tuning in. Roster space is indeed limited, so call us 404-9072 and team up with us to support your team's high school sporting events right here on the ND Sports Channel. We want to thank each of our sponsors for your support of high school sports on the ND Sports Channel since our first broadcast on October 17, 2017. 282 games were broadcasted in our first year on the air thanks to the support of the sponsors you hear about in this game broadcast. The ND Sports Channel also wants to thank you for watching and listening to these games. 41,248 of you to be exact. Now we are in year 2 and over 2,300 have already tuned into the game so far this year on the ND Sports Channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to high school sports here on the ND Sports Channel. In our first year on the air, the ND Sports Channel brought you 282 games, and 247 of those games were exclusive broadcasts of the ND Sports Channel. That's 247 games that would have had zero broadcast coverage had it not been for our sponsors supporting high school sports on the ND Sports Channel. If you are interested in joining our varsity sponsor team, please contact us by email or by phone. Our email is ndsportschannel@gmail.com, and our phone number is 404-9072. With your support, we can do even more high school sports in the future. Plus, you'll be putting your products and business in front of an average of 222 viewers and listeners per game. Let's team up. A game is a game. Someone will win, someone will lose. But don't let the loss in the first round of the state tournament be the reason you missed the game-winning goal, the buzzer-beating three-pointer, the two-run homer in the bottom of the 7th. Help us broadcast more complete state tournaments. Every single game, not just the winner's bracket. Contact us by email, ndsportschannel@gmail.com, or by phone at 404-9072 to get more information on how you can team up with us to provide more video coverage of your team's state tournament appearance.
All right, welcome back. We're at halftime here. It's 30-6 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Your thoughts on the first half so far here, Chris?
I tell you what, this is a first half in which Kindred is showing exactly what they were last time I saw them, even though this is at the JV level. I think the biggest thing for Hillsboro Central Valley right now is turnovers. I mean, they've committed a lot of turnovers. They've given Kindred a lot of free buckets off of those turnovers, but also a lot of defensive boards. I think if Hillsboro wants to be successful here in the second half, that they're going to have to crash the boards. They're going to have to get open shots. You know, we were talking in the break. They had Sondrel open for a wide open bucket at the end of the half. Take advantage of those shots, just because those are shots that give you a little momentum. So.
Yeah, I'll give you. I'll say something funny here. I went to the Timberwolves game about a month ago. I think this JV girls team could beat the Timberwolves based upon what I saw in Minneapolis.
For sure.
I mean, this is. I know that's a big statement to make, but I do believe that is a possibility here. So. We'll take one more break. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of the second half here, and we'll be back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel. In our first year on the air, the ND Sports Channel brought you 282 games, and 247 of those games were exclusive broadcasts of the ND Sports Channel. That's 247 games that would have had zero broadcast coverage had it not been for our sponsors supporting high school sports on the ND Sports Channel. If you are interested in joining our varsity sponsor team, please contact us by email or by phone. Our email is ndsportschannel@gmail.com, and our phone number is 404-9072. With your support, we can do even more high school sports in the future. Plus, you'll be putting your products and business in front of an average of 222 viewers and listeners per game. Let's team up. April 2019, the Fargo North softball team returns to the ND Sports Channel. Live video broadcasts of each and every Spartan softball game, home and away all season long, will be streamed live on the ND Sports Channel. This spring, watch every swing of the bat, every stolen base, every strikeout, and every home run for your Fargo North Spartans, live and exclusively on the ND Sports Channel. And for a full current sports schedule, check out the website at ndsportschannel.com. To sponsor Spartan softball, give us a call, 701-404-9072. That's 701-404-9072. A game is a game. Someone will win, someone will lose. But don't let the loss in the first round of the state tournament be the reason you missed the game-winning goal, the buzzer-beating three-pointer, the two-run homer in the bottom of the seventh. Help us broadcast more complete state tournaments. Every single game, not just the winner's bracket. Contact us by email, ndsportschannel@gmail.com, or by phone at 404-9072 to get more information on how you can team up with us to provide more video coverage of your team state tournament appearance. As of November 2018, over 43,000 have tuned in for our 280-plus sports broadcasts on the ND Sports Channel. Thrilled is an understatement. The ND Sports Channel brings you high school soccer, volleyball, football, hockey, softball, baseball, basketball, and more. Regular season and tournaments. The ND Sports Channel has been there and will continue to be there, and it's all made possible by the sponsors you hear about in this game broadcast. Put your business in front of the fans tuning in. Roster space is indeed limited, so call us 404-9072 and team up with us to support your team's high school sporting events right here on the ND Sports Channel. All right, welcome back. We are about 45 seconds from starting the second half here. And once again, the Kindred Vikings lead by the score of 30-6 here on the ND Sports Channel. Mike Mason with you here on play-by-play, joined today by Chris Larson. And Chris, thanks again for coming up here. I don't know if you planned it, but was it just a spur-of-the-moment thing or what?
It was literally, I looked at the calendar and I saw that Hillsboro Central Valley was playing Kindred, and I thought, well, I really want to go see Kindred play because I hadn't seen them since we did that championship.
Yeah.
And then I looked at your schedule, and it said you were coming up here, and I'm like, perfect. I'm going to call Mike. I'm going to be like, hey, you need a color guy? I'll be there.
And if anybody watching knows what the deal is with iPhones when it says Chris Larson or 2 others, remember when I sent that picture to you?
Yes.
Well, it's showing up on other people who call me now, too. 2 others or 3 others. So I don't know what that means. But if anybody knows, send us an email, ndsportschannel@gmail.com. That would be absolutely outstanding. We're underway here with the third quarter of play, and once again, the Vikings going from left to right as I see it, with the Burros going from right to left as I see it. Vikings in their blues and Burros in their whites. It's a 30-6 lead right now. 10 seconds into the third quarter of play. Bounce pass over to the far wing, or far corner, I should say, and that one's up and in. That makes it 32-6. Bucket from Jordan Sunram, and now it's be stolen away there, and it'll be poked out of bounds. Who touched it last? It would be the Burros who touched it last, and will remain with the Kindred Vikings. A 2-0 game here in the third quarter in favor of Kindred, 32-6 through 2 quarters and 33 seconds. Inbounds pass, shot up, no good. Loose ball rebound initially came down there to Maddie Oline, but then it was ripped away and ended up in the hands of Stella Benson. Then a whistle would be blown, and that would stop the clock with 7:22 to go. And triggering the inbounds pass is Anna Spokley. Spokley will put it into the hands of Prunetta. Prunetta will bring it up and over the timeline with 7:17 to go here in the third quarter of play. 32-6 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Loose ball comes back into the hands of Prunetta. Prunetta being guarded there by Mackenzie Amarin. And that ball will be poked out of bounds by Sunram, and they'll stay with the Burros. And I'll stop the clock with 7:04 to go here in the third quarter of play. 32-6 is our score. Ball comes in. Inbounds pass into the hands of Prunetta. Prunetta puts it into the hands of Holte. Holte picks up her dribble, gets in a little bit of trouble. Bounce pass into the hands of Prunetta. Prunetta will bring it back out top. The Burros will try and reset. Prunetta looking for a screen, but she's not going to get it. Little miscommunication there, and now the two teams connect. It's Lundquist and the Burros getting tangled up there. That's the word I'm looking for. And jump ball will go in favor of the Burros, I believe. No, to check that, the Vikings after the timeout. We'll keep it right here for the timeout. 32-6 here with 6:44 to go, excuse me. Varsity game coming up after this one.
So I did a little research, Mike.
Yeah.
On how do I stop my iPhone saying and
Oh, yeah?
2 others.
Yeah?
Their answer, it has to do with how you have numbers saved in your contacts.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that further.
Says if you have the same number listed for more than one person and one of them calls, it'll display that.
Well, do you have more than one number?
It's very possible.
Okay, maybe that's what it is.
Okay, well, it depends. If you're calling my Digital North Media studio line, then yeah, I do have 2 numbers.
I put the phone in my coat pocket, so I don't get distracted by it anymore. So I'll check it after the varsity game comes to a conclusion tonight. Once again, coming out of the timeout. Third quarter of play, 32-6 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Inbounds pass comes into Maddie Oline, the 5'7" junior guard. Oline will pop it over to the far wing. Now dribbling in, free throw line, kicks it out, top of the key, now into the near wing, into the hands of Olivia Abraham. Abraham's been a pretty good player for the Vikings here in this JV game so far. Shot up, loose ball will come into the corner, and it'll eventually find its way. And that'll be stolen, but stepping on the line there after the steal was Stella Benson, the freshman guard / forward for the Burros, and that'll stop the clock with 6:22. 32-6 is our score. Holte will toss it in. And the Burros will try and set up here. Over to the far side, that's Prunetta. Prunetta nearly lost the ball, picked up her dribble, double team, gets it into the hands there, far side to Spokley. Spokely has it ripped away and stolen away by Sunram, and Burrows will have the inbounds toss. Far side there, Spokely. Spokely gets it back into the hands of Benson. Benson will dribble down into the far wing, now to the low block, and the shot is blocked. Loose ball at the midcourt stripe. 2 Burrows, 2 Vikings, and a jump ball and a whistle with 5:48 to go in the third. It's 32-6. Once again, a 2-0 run for the Vikings so far here in the third quarter of play. It's 19-2 at the end of the first quarter, 30-6 at halftime, and now it's 32-6. And with the ball is Holte for the Burrows. Holte will pick up her dribble, put it into the hands there, Prunetta. Prunetta looks to the left, now shoves it off the pass to the right side. Puts it back into the hands of Spokely. Spokely will lose the ball, gets kicked, and it'll be a Vikings ball. Three-pointers up, three-pointers in. That's Maddie O'Lean with the triple. 35-6. 5:17 to go here in the third quarter of play, and that'll be a whistle, and I thought for a moment it was a traveling call, but it'll be a foul on the Kindred Vikings, and it'll be an inbounds pass from the near sideline here for Jordan, or check that, Karina Holte. Holte will trigger the inbounds pass, and it'll find its way into Trudell. Trudell nearly lost it, picked it up, got it back into the hands of Holte, or Holte will dish it off, low block near side to Hennings, and Hennings will put it up and in, and that makes it 35-8.
Nice play there by Hennings.
Long three up from the near side, that won't go, and rebound comes down into the hands of Trudell, and Trudell will dish it off to her teammate, and the Burrows will bring it over the timeline. That'll be Prunetta bringing it over the timeline. She'll dribble over to the near wing, try and shoot that pass inside to Holte, but it's taken away by the Kindred Vikings. 35-6, 4.5 to go here, third quarter of play. Once again, mercy rule goes into the fact at the start of the fourth quarter if the Kindred Vikings have a 30-point or higher lead, and right now they do not. They need at least 3 more points to get there, and they won't get it that time, but they will get a rebound. That'll be Sunram, and now put it into the hands. That's Autumn Kramer. Kramer is a 5'5" sophomore. Pass around the perimeter, now dribbling inside, lost the ball, and the Burrows will have to get out of the backcourt quickly here, and they will. A little less pressure here in the third quarter from the Vikings, but that's to be expected considering the scoreboard. 35-8 is our score.
Turnover there on the Burrows on the offensive foul. And that's big because Holte now has 4.
4 fouls? You're keeping track of the fouls. That's good because I'm not.
I just looked up at the scoreboard.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sorry, I cheated.
It's okay to cheat when it comes to that. So, but if you're a student watching the game, it's not okay to cheat in school. Just okay to cheat when you look at a scoreboard when you're calling a sports game. Shot was up and in there by Kindred's Jordan Sunram. Now she'll go to the line to try and make it a 3-point play. It is now 37-8.
So one of these 2 free throws will put that 30-point rule in effect.
Oh, it's only 1 free throw, and it goes in. So now it is a 38-8 lead. As long as the Burrows don't score here in the next 3 minutes and 20 seconds, the mercy rule will go into effect at the start of the fourth quarter. Pivots around, picks up her dribble. Top of the key there, that was Hennings. Hennings will shove it over into the hands there of Jillian Hurt. Hurt, a freshman this year, younger sister of Nicole Hurt. Both of them played softball for the Burrows this past spring. And I believe both of them played for summer softball as well for the Cass Trailblazers. I know one of the two played. I'm not sure if both of them played for the Trailblazers, but I know both of them played for the Burros this spring in high school softball. Shot is up a little too strong. Once again, a 30-point lead here, and it'll come into the hands of Benson. Benson over the timeline, runs into a double team, picks up her dribble, puts it into the hands of Kozajed. Kozajed bounce pass over into the far key. That's Trudell, and Trudell will lose it out of bounds, and the ball will go back to the Kindred Vikings. 2:51 to go here, third quarter of play. 38-8 is our score. Wide open for three. That one's up and no good, and the rebound comes down to the Burros. Rebound down in the hands there of Sydney Hennings, and now Benson has it over on the far wing. Picks up her dribble, and a whistle will blow, and contact is made. I didn't see it. It must have been away from the ball. And it will be an inbounds pass from the baseline, far side of the hoop. 2.5 to go, third quarter, 38-8 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Inbounds pass comes to Benson. She'll put it up right away. It won't go. A little strong to the left side, and the rebound comes down to the Vikings, and bringing it back now is Autumn Kramer, 5'5" sophomore. Kramer will put it into the hands there of Hoime. Hoime will cross court it over into the far corner. Now back up to the top of the key. Nearly lost it there. Far side, that was Oline. Oline puts it into the hands there of Abraham. Abraham, cross-court pass, high post, shot up, no good there from Andrea Hoime. Hoime, a 5'7" freshman. I'll stop the clock with 1:58 to go here. Still 30-point lead, 38-8. The foul was the first one on Trudell. So we have multiple substitutions here for the Burros. Ellie Knutsvig, a freshman, will inbound it. Pernetta will receive the inbounds pass. We'll get to the other players here. ASAP, you got Cassidy Mueller, a freshman, in for the Burros. And that's stolen away and back the other way. A loose ball heading out of bounds, and it stays inbounds and goes back to the Vikings. It was Mueller who kept it from going out of bounds, and now a traveling call will give the ball back to the Burros. Anna Spokley in there, and I believe there's one other player. Yes, Tatum Limke, a freshman. That's the other player that's in for the Burros right now. 38-8, minute 27 and counting to go here. Third quarter of play. Once again, mercy rule will go into effect if that 30-point lead holds here for the next minute 17. And it may or may not. If it was a 32-point lead, I'd be comfortable in saying that it will, but you never know in a game like this one. Turnover is the best way to put that there for the Kindred Vikings. Coming back the other way is Prunetta now for the Burros, and she'll dribble in and put it in off the glass, and there goes the 30-point lead. It's a 28-point advantage now, and the Burros are in double digits. It's 38-10. That shot up, no good there, and the whistle will blow. Sunram was the one to put it up. She also grabbed the rebound, and now a foul is called on the Vikings, and I'll give the ball back to the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros. So with a 28-point lead, the mercy rule will go into effect once the lead goes back to 30 at whatever point in the fourth quarter that happens to occur, and then at that point, the clock will only stop for timeouts and free throws. Matter of fact, in the last 2 seasons that mercy rule has been in effect, the only time that I've called a game where the mercy rule went into effect is right here in this very gym, and it's always been the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros who've had the lead. A couple years ago, they had a 75-9 victory over the Maple Valley Raiders, if memory serves me correctly, on that score. They had a game here last year that got a little bit out of hand, and now this one here, the Vikings are, this is the first time the Burros have been on the flip side of that mercy rule. but all those games have been here at the Hillsboro Central Valley Activity Center. Couple free throws up, no good. Loose ball. And coming away with it is the Burros, and stolen at the midcourt stripe there by Kindred's Mackenzie Amarin. She's wide open for three. There's nobody there. She takes a shot, a little too much on that one. Goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Burros. That stops the clock with 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. Once again, 38-10. It's a 28-point lead here for Hillsboro Central Valley, or for Kindred. Shot at the buzzer, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. 38-10 is your score. The Vikings outscored the Burros 8-4 in that third quarter. It was 19-2 at the end of the first, 30-6 at the end of the second, and the third quarter has been the best, for lack of better wording, defensive effort for the Burros. But then again, Kindred has put in some of their other players too, so that plays a role in that factor as well. We'll take a short timeout. When we come back, it's the fourth quarter of play here from Hillsboro Central Valley Activity Center. It's the Burros 10 and the Vikings 38 on the ND Sports Channel. The ND Sports Channel is a proud supporter and broadcast partner with North Dakota Softball All-Stars. The games and skills competition for the third annual Shields ND Softball All-Stars Series are scheduled for June 3rd and 4th, 2019, and it'll all be live on the ND Sports Channel. Let's team up and help ND Softball All-Stars make the program the best it can be for the final high school softball game for the top seniors in the state of North Dakota. Send your donations to ND Softball All-Stars, P.O. Box 6544, Fargo, North Dakota 58109, or you can also donate on the ND Softball All-Stars Facebook page. For more information on ND Softball All-Stars, check out the website, ndsoftballallstars.com. Let's team up to support a great program for a great sport in the great state of North Dakota. All right, welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. It's a 28-point advantage for the Kindred Vikings, and right now we'll go to the free throw line to see if we can't make it 29 and with 2:30. Stepping up to the free throw line is Jordan Sunram, a 5'6" freshman forward for the Vikings. First free throw is up and in, and it's 39-10. And if she can make the next free throw, the mercy rule will officially go into effect. And it's up and in. Running clock with 7:55 to go. It'll only stop for timeouts, free throws, and injuries. So only 3 occasions that the clock will stop. The ball goes out of bounds. The clock will continue to run. Burls will dribble over to the near wing. I'll put up what looked to be a shot, I think. I don't know if she was trying to pass it or shoot it, but I think she was, my gut's telling me she was trying to shoot it, and then a steal and a foul, I believe, on a blocking foul on Kindred, if I saw the hand signals right, and that'll be a inbounds pass here from the near sideline for Hillsboro Central Valley's Ellie Knutsvig. Knutsvig, a freshman guard for the Burros. She'll pop it into the hands of Prunetta, who's a junior. Prunetta will give it back there to Knutsvig. Knutsvig, ball above her head, looking right, dribbles to the left, one bounce, puts it into the hands there of Spokley. The sophomore drives into the lane, passes it out, and Spokley tried to get it back, but it was intercepted by the Kindred Vikings and stolen away by Prunetta. And Prunetta will lay it. No, she will not get it to go in, but she will get a trip to the free throw line. 40-10 is our score. 7:04, and the clock will stop for free throws. And first one is up. No good. Off to the right side. Second free throw is up. That one's up and in. Nice job there by Prunetta. That makes it 40-11. Near wing. Now they'll shove it on top of the key. 6:54 and counting to go. Shot is up. Shot is in. Nothing but net. That's Mackenzie Amarin at the bucket. Back the other way now come the Burros, 42-11. Three-pointer up. Looked good coming out of the hands, but bounced off the rim. Now the ball goes out of bounds, and last touch by the Burros. It'll go back to the Kindred Vikings. 6:29 to go here in the fourth quarter, and we'll have a timeout. So I'll stop the clock with 6:29 to go. We'll take a timeout as well. Back after this. The ND Sports Channel is a proud supporter and broadcast partner with North Dakota Softball All-Stars. The games and skills competition for the 3rd annual Shields ND Softball All-Stars Series are scheduled for June 3rd and 4th, 2019, and it'll all be live on the ND Sports Channel. Let's team up and help ND Softball All-Stars make the program the best it can be for the final high school softball game for the top seniors in the state of North Dakota. Send your donations to ND Softball All-Stars, P.O. Box 6544, Fargo, North Dakota 58109, or you can also donate on the ND Softball All-Stars Facebook page. For more information on ND Softball All-Stars, check out the website ndsoftballallstars.com. Let's team up to support a great program for a great sport in the great state of North Dakota. All right, as we come out of the timeout, Kindred Vikings have the ball and the lead, 42-11. As the Burros have take that last timeout. Kick it out near wing now. I looked at the wrong roster for a moment. It was Sunram. Bounce pass, far corner, shot up, hits the top of the backboard, and apparently they don't call that one out of bounds, although I thought they should, and now they'll call a jump ball, and we'll have I guess they will not have a running clock. Maybe that rule only applies to varsity. I don't know. I thought it applied to junior varsity, so if I was mistaken, I do apologize. Bounce pass in, high post. Now they'll shove it outside. That one, air ball, backside of the hoop, out of bounds. Didn't touch anything, and it remains 42-11, 5:58 to go. And now we'll see some new faces on the floor for the Kindred Vikings. Mostly new faces. You got Andrea Hoyme in there, 5'7" freshman. With the ball right now is Autumn Kramer. Now into the far corner, that's Hoyme. And shot is up, no good. Rebound from Stella Benson. Benson will bring it up and over the timeline for the Burros. Benson still with the ball. Now picks up her dribble and tries to put it into the hands of Trudell, but just out of the outstretched left arm of Trudell and out of bounds, and turnover back to the Vikings. 5:28 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. 42-11. Pass over to the far wing, ball overhead, now dribble up towards the top of the key. She'll back up in between the circles. Near wing, catch and shoot three, up and in. Nice job there by Mackenzie Ammerman.
Nice shot there by Ammerman.
45-11. You can't get a much better looking shot than that. That was pretty much textbook form and everything there from Ammerman. Good job. Battle for the ball, offensive board, shot up and in, count it, and go to the free throw line for possibly one more. Stella Benson gets a bucket. So can Benson convert the first three-point play of the year? No, she cannot. 45-13, 4:50 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Nice drive along the baseline there by Olivia Abraham, and that's two more for Abraham. And well, unofficially, she's leading the way right now with 8 points for the Vikings, I think. Let me double check here. 6, 7, yeah, Abraham with 10 points, actually. She has a couple free throws as well. Timeout on the floor. We'll stop the clock with 4:41 to go. Kindred JV, they're looking pretty good, and well, if that has anything to say for their future, they might be a contender for the next 3-4 years yet.
Absolutely, they're firing all cylinders. First game of the year, some teams have first game jitters. You're not seeing that out of Kindred at all.
Definitely not at all. That's absolutely correct. And Well, as I said earlier in our broadcast, Kindred has had a lot of talent from 8th graders and 7th graders 2 years ago when they went 26-0 and won the state championship. And Abby Dukeshire, I should have brought that book with me, but I believe she scored 17 as a 7th grader in that state championship game. It was either 17 or 19, and she's a fabulous player here. And I remember joking with former athletic director and former head coach Perry Piotz that probably had the best 7th grader in the state of North Dakota at that point in time. And back then, I think she's 6 feet now, I think.
I think she was 5'9" back then.
Yeah, she was not as tall as she was this year. Let's put it that way.
But I do remember that she did have 17 in that title game. Man, was that a fun run.
That was a good game, no doubt about it. Burrows have the ball now. They trail 45-13. Bounce pass, top of the key into the hands of Jillian Hurt. Hurt, I believe her older sister Nicole graduated last year, if I remember correctly. Either that or she's a senior this year, one of the two. I'd have to double check some information there. Traveling call on the Burrows. Do you happen to know off the top of your head if she graduated or not? Or?
Yeah, I think she did.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
If my prognostications are right this time.
Well, at least it's on you if it's not. No, I'm just kidding. 45-13, 3:40 to go here in the game. Varsity game will follow this one. Three-pointer up was partially blocked. Now a loose ball underneath the hoop, and that's picked up and stolen by Stella Benson. Benson has a teammate down court. It's Holte, and a bounce pass up towards Holte. We get kicked off the foot of a Viking, and it'll be a baseline inbounds pass for the Burrows underneath their own hoop. Now we do have a running clock, 3:18 and counting to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Bounce pass comes into Trudell. Trudell will hit the, whatever you call that, the anchor, the strapping, the cording, the
belt.
The belt of the hoop, and they'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover officially into the books, and Kindred will look to increase their lead. Right now they're up 45-13. They'll pass it around the perimeter, now into the near side wing to Lundquist. Lundquist bounce pass up top into the hands of Sunram. And now that shot is up, air ball right into the hands of the Burrows, and that's tipped away from behind there by Lundquist. Lundquist tipped it into the hands of Olivia Abraham, who just put it in for two more. And, well, she wasn't the player of the game before. With that bucket, she is, because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points, according to my numbers there for Olivia Abraham. And it's 47-13 now in favor of the Vikings. Inbounds pass from Holte. Bounce pass near wing, now looking inside to the lane. That is Hennings. Shot up won't go. Loose ball kicked around, scooped up, picked up by Hennings. Hennings bounce pass, and that one was a nice shot there by Kozajed, but it wouldn't fall, and now it'll be Kindred ball as it finds its way over the out-of-bounds line. And 2:07 and counting to go here in this one. Seems to have been like the fourth quarter has been the longest quarter of the four. Would you agree? Or?
I totally agree.
And you had a running clock for part of this quarter, and it still feels like a longer quarter.
I can't explain it.
Well, now they did stop the clock. I'm not sure why. They stopped it at 1:55, then they let it roll to 1:52, and then they stopped it again, and now they started again. So maybe nobody knows what the rule is. Jared Thomas, one of the officials for the officiating crew down there, a former co-worker of mine, might need to go ask him, and in addition, say hi. So that will stop the clock with 1:29. So we've had a partially running clock, and then at other times we haven't had a running clock. Inbounds pass directly underneath the hoop and up and in, plus the foul. It's Josie Lundquist. 5'6" junior for Kindred. According to my numbers, Kindred's only made 2 free throws in this game, and it'll stay that way for the moment. That's one thing Hillsboro has over Kindred. They have a better free throw percentage than the Vikings do in this game. Drive to the lane, nice attempt there, nice effort, but ball will come back out top. A little too strong on the three-pointer there from straight away. And that's stolen in the backcourt. One-on-one, and now a foul on Kindred's Autumn Kramer. 5'5" sophomore for the Vikings. I'll put the Burros to the free throw line with just under a minute to go. .57 seconds to go. And now the clock will stop again. We'll have a jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. Kindred varsity squad out on the far left-hand corner of the court, getting ready to start their warm-ups. We'll have that game for you here. We'll go off air momentarily, but we'll come back on for that varsity game. Near wing now, that's Lundquist. Lundquist will put it up top and dribbling in, now kicking it out, putting it into the hands of Abraham. Abraham will swing it back up top. And traveling is the call, and 28 seconds to go. 49-13. We've outscored the Burros 9-3 in this quarter so far. Look inside there, and that is Hennings, and that ball will go out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Burros with 15 seconds to go. Comes in, wide open there was Pernetta. She decided not to take the shot. Said she'll dribble up top, take a step inside the three-point line, put the shot up, won't go in, and then off the rebound, it gets swatted out of bounds. It'll be Kindred ball. So this one's all but over. 2 seconds, 1 second, 0, and there's the buzzer. Half-court shot falls about 10 feet short, and your final score, 49-13. We'll go off the air for a few minutes here and come back with your varsity game once we get things all set up. And once again, your final score in the JV game, 49-13 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. We'll talk to you here in about, I'll say in about 10 minutes or so right here on the ND Sports Channel.